Okay, the kids are out of school, or for the most part they are. Memorial Day weekend, just a couple of weeks away. The official start of summer is going to be here before you know it. Perfect time for us to have Richmond Blackwell back on the show from Blackwell Automotive.
Well,
Great to
thank you for
see you.
having me.
I have a funny feeling that even with the concern about a gas shortage, this is going to be a blow up summer, Richmond, for the Great American Road Trip. People are eager to go.
It is. I've heard people call it revenge tourism because they're angry they didn't get to go anywhere last year, so they're going to make this year count.
So you want it to be the best vacation of all time, and you don't want to break down on the side of the road on
So,
your way to the beach.
yeah, that's right. A lot of people haven't been driving their cars much, so it'd be good to get them checked out. Have the batteries checked, the tire pressure, things like that. Because after the car's set for a little while, everything needs to be checked to make sure that things didn't deteriorate while it was parked.
Okay, you can't necessarily go in and do a complete car overhaul, but let's talk about the things that are the most worrisome as we go into the summertime heat. One, your tire pressure is going to change as the weather warms up, right?
It is, and so we need to check that out. We need to check like the fluid levels, because if you're losing coolant or have lost some coolant, and you get stuck in Atlanta traffic for 2 or 3 hours, with all that pressure and heat,
Right.
we need to make sure that that's good. Make sure the air conditioner works, because people haven't checked their air conditioner.
You must have been in my car once a couple of summers ago. That exact thing happened to me, and I had a back seat full of teenage girls, and the air conditioner quit working, and I hit traffic right there at 575,
Oh
and
yeah,
it was pretty miserable.
yeah, it can be, and so. Anybody that wants to bring their car by, it's good too before the holiday weekend not to be there at like 4 o'clock the day before you leave town,
Right.
because we have had to tell people before that they needed to rent a car because there wasn't going to be roadworthy for the trip.
Well,
So,
and people want trustworthiness, Richmond, and that's what I think they feel when they just begin talking to you and your staff, because you really want to be honest with people about what you're seeing under that hood.
oh yeah, we think it's better to have a customer for life than to pull something over on someone one time and maybe have a real good ticket. But we want to let people know what condition their car's in. They can make the decision if repairs need to be made.
Right.
But we'll evaluate it so that they have a better understanding of what it needs. And a lot of times, like there was a lady that came in today, we checked her fluids, tire pressure, and she was out in about 20 minutes.
Right.
Didn't need anything, but she was going out of town and wanted to make sure things were good.
That peace of mind.
Hmm.
What about your belts, like the serpentine belt and other ones in the summer heat? Do they have more wear and tear?
No, it's more of a lifetime thing. And then
Okay.
too, if you have any kind of fluid leaks around the belt, it'll make them deteriorate faster. But that's one of the things that's easy to check. You can pop the hood and check it out, in just a matter of minutes. So
Okay.
some cars are equipped with a timing belt, which is more critical, and you can't check it. So depending on the manufacturer's recommendations, it needs to be changed every 60 or 90,000 miles.
Probably most people watching have had that experience where you take your car in for something that ought to be routine, and then y'all do find something
Uh-huh.
under the hood. And very often, I'm guessing, you'll say to people, as long as we're in there,
Uh-huh.
it'll save you some money if we go ahead on a labor standpoint and
It does.
tackle it while we're there. But that can be a wait. You have got the Ritz-Carlton of waiting rooms
Well, thank
at
you.
your store.
Yeah, it's about the customer to us, not the car. So sometimes you come in, like you said, for something that's minor, and you end up spending half the day there. So we try to make it as comfortable as possible.
Do you think, Richmond, that most cars, if you take care of them, whether it's a car, SUV, truck, ought to go well over 200,000 miles if you take care of them?
Yeah, many of them will, and we work on some with 300,000 and 400,000 miles on them. Not to say that it's going to be perfect, through that mileage, but once they get over 200, you may need a repair a year or something like that. But yeah, if they're well maintained, then we have a few that are over 500,000 miles on some of the Toyota SUVs and trucks.
I want to talk about tires for a minute too, because anyone who's traveled any distance will say that you can get into some parts of the interstate or small towns and you realize they might not take care of their roads the way we like to take care of ours here.
Oh, yeah.
And you're in pothole central. If you
Oh,
don't have
yeah.
good tires, that can really hurt the inside of your car, can't it? The jolting.
Yeah, and two, it'd be good if you have hit a hard pothole to come and get the tires checked out, especially if you feel any kind of vibration after the fact, because sometimes it can damage the belts on the inside of the tire that you may not be able to see on the outside, and could make it dangerous, later on when you're driving.
So, in terms of getting an appointment with you, do people ever just drive over because you're right there at the Eastgate Loop, or is it best to make an appointment?
No, they can just swing by. It's sometimes best just to call before you come because we don't work on appointments much. We try to get the customer in, at their convenience.
Right.
But as it's getting busier and people are heading out, it's starting to back up a little bit, so it's always good to call before you come, but you don't need an appointment.
And when we were there right around Christmas time, I guess, you had some jellies and things that one of your customers makes and sells. So do you have any goodies up at the counter right now?
Not right now for sale, but the waiting rooms are stocked with Little Debbie's and crackers and Cokes.
Oh, that's right, and they're
everything.
complimentary.
Yeah, they are.
You're going to want to get your car repaired at Blackwell Automotive right there at the Eastgate Loop. Everybody who works with Richmond is just as nice as he is, so give him a call. Pay him a visit and feel good before you hit the road this Memorial Day weekend. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.